This is Lost Ark, an action role-playing game that is going into beta next week, and I think this game is going to be so freaking hype. Yes, I will be playing the beta, so stick around in this video for how you can get into the beta, why I think this game is going to be really good, and what classes are available, because obviously, it's all about having some badass classes to play. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and today I want to talk about why it is that I'm going to be playing the beta for Lost Ark. This game looks absolutely insane, and look, I played Diablo obsessively throughout my childhood and as an adult on freaking PC and on console. I mean, sure, I'm hyped for Diablo Immortal. I'm hyped for Diablo 4 at some point. I imagine they'll be good, but this game we know is good. How do we know this is good? This is a game that has already been live in Korea since 2018, which sounds kind of weird, right? It's only available in one part of the world, but this game has been so successful there that Amazon came along and wanted to basically buy the rights to partner with the developer to release this game globally. Now that definitely has my attention. And although I have some concerns with how New World has been going, which is another Amazon games release, I have some pretty high level of faith that they'll do this right, because the game's already been out for 2 years. It's not like they're making a new game. They're bringing an existing game global. And how popular is this game in Korea? When they did an update to one of the classes earlier this year, they had 240,000. Yes, 240,000 concurrent players. What? That is insane. So yes, I think this game is going to be popular, and it's been out for a while, and it's still getting an insane amount of concurrent player base. I think there's a lot of potential, but let's talk about how you actually get into the beta, yeah? There's a couple ways that you could get into the beta. The first is you go to the website and you sign up to be a tester. Easy enough. You just sign up and some number of people will win the lottery and get a key, and then you can download and access. But the guaranteed way to get into the beta is to buy a founder's pack. Now, this is something that I still really want to understand better, is exactly what kind of a pay-to-progress advantage do you get in this game. There are definitely undeniable pay-to-progress elements. These are not just cosmetic things that you're buying your way into, which this is the business model of a free-to-play game. It's also part of the reason why the game is so popular, because a bunch of people can just play for free. But if you pre-order, you get in on the beta, and you can pre-order any level, and you're in. And the crazy thing about Amazon in general is that you can basically return just about anything, including, it looks like, your pre-order for this game if you find out that you really don't like it and no longer would want one of these rewards. Now, I don't know if that's entirely true, that if you start playing the beta, that you can still go and return your pre-order on Amazon. It does look like that might be the case. But theoretically, you could go and sign up for one of these, and if you don't like the game, you just return it. Is that true? I, however, am so confident that I'm going to like this game and play it. I actually went up on the $100 tier, but I'm a whale. I'm a whale. This is what I do, okay? We just have to accept this is what I'll be doing. Now, in the beta, everybody's going to get access to a bunch of currency to kind of play around with so they can test the shop. I don't think it's going to matter all that much because all your progress is reset in the beta, but the reason you play the beta is to be able to be really awesome at the game when it goes live, which sounds funny, right? You'd think it'd be just okay to learn the game as you go, but in this game, there is going to be PvE and PvP, and I don't know exactly how that PvP works. It looks like there's some sort of arena that you can do, which seems pretty freaking awesome. And at this point, I think we've got to go talk about the classes, right? So what exactly am I getting myself into? 5 classes are available if you decide to play this game: the warrior, martial artist, gunner, mage, and assassin, and each of these has a subclass. When you pick your class, you're going to have to specialize in a subclass, and you can't change around later. So picking the right thing does seem pretty important. And, you know, these operate about how you would expect, right? Like the warrior has some number of relatively tanky variants. There is a berserker, which is like a very high damage melee class. There's the paladin, who is not exactly more tanky per se, but is more supportive. And then the full-on, like 100%, you're in it to tank the Gun Lancer. That's right, he's using a lance that's a gun and a giant shield. You know what? I'm okay with it. I dig it. I think I probably will play the Berserker, which, like, honestly, I think it's going to really fit my play style. I played a warrior in World of Warcraft. That's just what I did. Okay, and I will try to be organizing some sort of group of people that are subscribers to the channel, and maybe we'll play together and do some dungeons, because obviously this is a dungeon crawler, not where you're necessarily going solo, but you're going to need some groups, I think, or at least having a group I think could be very fun. So if you're in my Discord server, discord.gg/Chisgule, I will be organizing some amount of stuff that we do together with people that are watching the stream when I'm streaming this, like, basically all week. Now, if we just get a look at some of the other classes here, the Martial Artist is kind of like the Monk in Diablo, sort of. It's a setup where you're using basically like fist weapons, and depending on which of these variations you pick, there's different abilities that you have. So the Soul Fist, for example, is a blend of melee and ranged attacks, okay, with explosive combos. And, you know, when I was kind of deciding which of these classes might I want to explore, you know, I just kind of went on the website and I was playing around a little bit. And the attacks, honestly, like, look amazing. Like, I just loaded that video. I didn't even, you know, take a minute to have it load into 1080p or whatever. This looks good. This game looks very fun, and the graphics look amazing. So you can get a look, okay, at some of the abilities and decide kind of which of these is for you. I think if I wasn't doing a Berserker, it might be the Striker as the class that kind of best fits my play style. The Gunner is your typical ranged stuff, and there are a different set of variations of this, starting with the Archer all the way on the right over here. And the Artillerist is certainly an interesting kind of variant of the ranged class. I think the Artillerist, if I'm remembering correctly, they're kind of like the Heavy in Team Fortress. I mean, they got the big gun, right, to do some big damage, and their abilities look pretty freaking sweet. Now, this is not my play style, and this probably takes a higher level of skill to place high damage abilities exactly where you want them and to have them land. But, you know, the whole reason that I play the beta is to explore this stuff and figure out what I want to play when the game goes live, right? So I have a much better sense. The Mage is about what you would expect. There's a Summoner and a Bard. Maybe that's not what you would expect, actually. So if we get a look at the Bard here, a Virtuoso that can evoke soothing serenades to heal their team. So this seems like the support class, which is very much a cool role to play with a great group. Probably not what I will be doing, but that ability does look pretty freaking sweet. All the abilities look pretty freaking sweet, not gonna lie. Looks really amazing. And the Summoner, I guess you might expect more of like a DPS class for the Summoner. It's kind of what the Gunner is expected to be. They call forth spirits and elements to help fight for them. So this is kind of like a Warlock in other games, typically, where you're summoning different things to battle for you, which could be pretty cool. I mean, in Diablo, it was kind of like a Necromancer. Not that they don't have some high damage abilities here. Wow, that's a pretty sweet looking one. I mean, okay, you're summoning a giant spear out of the sky? Is that what I was just summoning? Is that what just happened? I like it. Final class we've got to talk about is the Assassin. I mean, this is your rogue, right? There's the Shadow Hunter and the Deathblade. I don't actually know what the difference is between the two of these, because this is not a class that I'm really all that into. Is kind of the squishy, you probably don't want to be the main thing being targeted DPS. I kind of like when people are hitting me a little bit, you know? I kind of like that warrior role. But if I just get a look at this Flash Blink. Oh, and I can select different abilities here to look at. Oh my gosh. These abilities look pretty sweet. Let's play this one. What do we got? This just looks awesome, man. I'm really hyped for this game. If you want to play the beta, I'll have a link in the description where you can go. That is an affiliate link through Amazon that will allow you to pre-order the game. And then presumably some amount of time after you've done that pre-order, you'll get your beta key by virtue of being one of the founders. I think that's a great way to get into the beta because it's guaranteed you get in. But you also can sign up on the website and roll the dice and hope that you get in for free, which seems like a pretty solid way to go too. I'm looking forward to playing this all week. Hopefully you'll join me on stream to check it out, or at least drop in and see. Like, hey, what do you think of this game, Chisgule? How are you liking it? I will probably do a follow-up video at the end of the beta to sort of summarize how I feel. And I expect I will leave this beta very, very, very hyped for when this goes live, which is in March of 2022. So I'm getting in now to try it out to see how I like it. And I'll let you know, and you'll get to see it on stream. Until next time, you have fun smashing your enemies and leave a comment. Will you be playing? What class will you choose? And do you want to group up? Because I'll be looking for group.